And we are live in Baku. Good evening everyone, welcome to Tier 3 of our European Championship here at Contest of Speed. I'm Two-Spur Wizard and with me we have Mitch.
Hi Wizard.
Can we all hear me in the chat? Please make comments. I have not done this and definitely not hosted the stream for at least a year and a half.
I was thinking the same thing as I looking in. I don't know if I've ever done conflict before,
So any idea what to expect from here? Are we going to have anyone retire in qualifying?
The overrun should probably start at 3, I think, just in qualifying. That's my guess. I don't know if that's right, but...
Oh, Williams. Here we go, I think this is...
I believe it's going to be Thomas and Mercedes.
Is it Thomas is doing the first lap? There we go.
Soft tire.
Just enjoying the laps early on in the session really. We'll get a bit more nitty gritty as it goes on.
I'm kind of shocked looking at people balanced or softer power.
Well, apparently the sound level is a bit imbalanced. Let's give that a go. Dee audio mix. Move it towards party audio.
You can either do that, or you can do the game volume from the start menu of the game.
Okay. We'll try this one first. How about that, everyone? How's that? Is that a bit more balanced for you? On board with Thomas as he goes through the very fast section and the stupidly long straight that isn't straight. Was the car's a bit too loud, was it?
Yeah, you can change that from the start menu.
38 to kick us off with Thomas in the Mercedes. He won't want to be stuck in the mischief at the start, will he?
Fredo, he's got a 5-second penalty. That's not good. Fredo does have damage. That was a bit of a gap of cars there as well as the council section. It's for the follow Platty. And we have our
Steve says it's good.
And Hilton.
Well, he'd be starting from the back anyway with his collision with Fredo, whatever happened there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know there was like a gaggle of cars in the castle section that started that, so I'm not positive as to what happened.
Just trying to see who might be on a lap. Who's coming in? Everyone's in the pit lane. Give some screen time to our favourite Welshman. Only man doing anything right now.
Yeah, he's the only one about to start a lap. I never realized the number 2 on the racing point looks like it's the letter Z.
It does a bit, doesn't it? That sort of...
I don't know what made me think of that, but I just happened to see it and I was like, okay.
It's a bit. Ricky fancying himself a Stoffel Van Dorn this evening. quite a cute line for it there, actually. Avoiding the curbs on the exit as much as possible so he can get the speed up. Have a look on board. When does he wind it up? When does he start wasting that ERS? Right about... oh, it doesn't want to. Piling into turn 1. Clips the apex on the inside, collects the outside nicely, sweeping around ready for turn 2. You don't want to get any curb really around here. Nicely done, bit of a squirm out of the exit though. Nice again, very smooth racing here from Ricky, really getting the hang of his wheel there. Again, hitting the apex nice and smooth, probably taking a bit too much curb or more than he wanted to there. What line's he going to take into the right-hander here? Nice, getting on throttle early and up through the castle section on board. Lovely. Nice tidy lap actually. I don't know if it's going to be quick or not, but it certainly looks tidy.
Yeah, it looks very tidy from Ricky. Bravely touches that inside left curb. He's I don't like that curve. I've had nothing but issues with it. So if you can nail it, you can gain time, but if you miss it wrong, you launch yourself into a wall. So, very brave.
Which way is he going to go? Is he going to stay to the right? Is he going to just plant it down the middle? In theory, you could gain a bit of time staying by the wall because of science. Nice, 138.7, decent lap there from our favourite Welshman. Who else is winding up a lap?
I'm not sure who's in front of who at this moment. I know Tichy is on a lap.
Let's watch the brother.
Yeah, I think he might be the furthest one into a lap, if I'm honest.
He's the furthest along, do you think?
Yep, he definitely is. Yes, he's the leading car right now on track when it comes to on a lap.
His Aston Villa colours on his helmet there.
Always supporting.
I wonder if he'll change it to the Vikings for the American Grand Prix, as he does like American football as well. Probably a bit too much curb there. Literally going to the number 14, obviously it's in his name, he does like Fernando Alonso. Great lap, fastest of the non-McLarens so far.
That's fantastic. There's definitely quite a big gap between the McLarens and the rest of the field at this moment. I would imagine the Mercedes to bring it down. And then obviously you'll have the likes of Tichy and Katie that will be up there, I would assume. We have a champion. I don't know if you've looked at the championship standings for this tier.
It's very close. We've got the 3 men at the top, haven't we?
Yeah, 3 points or 7 points separates the top 3. You have Raza leading with 233. You have Itakuki and Thomas sitting on 226. So definitely the McLarens. Obviously, they're leading the constructors. And that's pretty much wrapped up, I believe. But you imagine. At some point, these McLarens, instead of working together, they're going to have to. If one of them wants to win a championship, if they both want to win the championship, they're going to have to stop obeying one another.
Oh, very wide from Forza Fredo there.
Thomas does a 37.9.
Very nice, and the Mercedes is the other man, obviously, trying to take it to them. Wonder if virtual McLaren have to. Oh, Rosa takes it straight back.
fantastic lap from Raza, 37.7.
Oh, magical. That orange boy. I do miss my orange boy. I mean, the Red Bull's fun, but it's not the same.
I just stick to Ferrari-powered things. I mean, yes, I was in a Merc for Season 2, but that was a short-lived thing.
Everyone on ZOERS's team are about to start a lap. Is he going to wind it up? No, he's coming in. Stumpy on a lap in the middle section now. No, he's on ZOERS.
Yeah, I see. Raycon is just coming up to the line. He's finishing his lap.
There we go. I finally found someone who's using some ERS. Lovely shot there of the two bits of the track side by side there. Terrible angle there down the start-finish straight. Go on, where's that forward cam? There we go. Doesn't improve. Cookie on an out lap, but he's nowhere near starting yet. Radar on an in lap. Stumpy in the pits. Blades is a bit further round than Cookie. Maybe we'll have a little look of Blades. What sort of times are they setting for Sector 1 there, Mitch, so we can know what to look out for a decent lap?
I can tell you what the front guys are running. No, actually, there's a pretty big gap between the top three in Sector 1. You're looking anywhere between a 34.4 and a 34.8 for the top guys. So probably anywhere under like a sub 35 second first sector is what you're aiming for. Second sector, looking for anything sub 24.
Well, it'll show us if people are running maybe a bit more downforce for the middle sector or a bit less for the straights by how big a difference there is in the first sector. Because you've got the first sector and the final sector, and then you've got that twiddly middle sector. Ricky very happy in the chat that he's managed to set a nice straightforward lap there. Well done, it was fun to watch. Blades being a bit tidy at the moment, maybe taking a bit too much curb again. It's all about trying to avoid the curbs but staying as fast as possible, I've found. 35.2 for Blades in Sector 1. Oh, he's completely messed that up. I think he might have lost some end plate there. He might have got away with it. Cookie with a 34.5, 2.5. He's a quarter of a second up on himself in Sector 1. We watch him go through the castle section. Oh, bombing it up the hill there. Cookie, who is 7/10 off pole really at the moment, needs to make up a lot of time to his teammate and championship rival. Oh, he's 6/10 off. What can Blades do?
Such a long back straight.
Cut back to Cookie, who comes in. He doesn't want that lap. He's either invalidated that somewhere or... It's disappointing. He was doing quite well there. He would have at least, you'd have thought, popped back up into P2. Thomas is going to be setting a lap time soon. He's just winding up around the final real corner.
So that will definitely be Thomas's last chance at a lap.
He's not going to have another chance after this.
Yeah. Let's try to time everybody out here. It looks like Thomas is going to be the... Oh, he's the only one. He just started his lap. So.
He wants to do it with a bit. You better hope he doesn't catch up to that traffic. There's a lot of cars on their out lap at the moment. He got both Alpha. Oh no, he's binned it. Oh no.
Put you in a really it's just not where you want to be. If you know if you sit too long, the game's just going to boot you out.
He's just managed to say he'll just have to crawl back round to the pit lane unless he's got enough fuel to crawl around this lap and then try again. We'll get back to that. We'll maybe see that. So who are we looking at for lap times? Ricky's just started a lap. Really impressed by the smoothness of Ricky's driving actually here.
Yeah, here on the wheel you have to be extremely smooth because any slight movement, especially under braking, you just instantly lock up. This track really forces you to just be as possible with your movements on.
Ooh, the halo up the castle section. I think he's going to be our first man to finish his lap time. Now that Thomas ran wide at turn 2. I do like this pink car, to be fair. He's 4/10 up on himself. Has he invalidated it running wide there? He's still got his foot in it. Blades has crashed. Oh no, he's in the pit lane. Ignore me. Here he comes. He was 4/10 up after the sector 2 split. That could put him as high as 3rd. He goes 4th. He lost a 10th there. He'd have got P3 if he hadn't lost a 10th there. I think that was running wide on that corner there. Fair play, mate.
On board here with Chichi because he's about to come into the 3rd sector.
Yep, just picked him up there. He's on the same time, but he's got a better exit, I think, than he did last time, so he could get ahead of Muzzer, maybe. I can't see him gaining any more time than that. We shall have to keep an eye out for that one. And then is Stumpy on a lap as well behind him?
I think he's already finished his lap. The next one, I mean, Raza's just
he does jump to 5th. Rosa is on time with himself at the moment. Can he get into the 37.6s? He backs out.
Backs out of it. So I jumped over to his teammate of Cookie, and as he's coming out of the castle section, he had quite a tank slapper. So I'm not quite sure if he's going to improve his time or not.
He's 3/10 up in sector 1. He's over half a second up. He could get second on the grid. I can't see him getting on pole position myself.
It'll be very close.
Turns on the DRS. Powers it straight to the line. Where's the reverse cam? It's P2.
P2.
And Ricky's already done his lap, obviously.
Get himself out of the sandwich. At least the McLarens don't have full control of the start of this race.
Ricky just coming into the pits now. So that is your grid then. We've got the McLarens 1st and 2nd, Rosa and Cookie on pole position and the front row respectively. Thomas, the championship challenger, in 3rd. Dark Horse and previous Azerbaijan winner Ricky in P4. Tichy in P5, Muzzer P6, KV7, Stumpy 8, Raidcon 9, Forza Fredo 10, Timo 11, Blades 12, Connell 13. That's a recipe for disaster. The Hasses sharing 12th and 13th next to each other on the grid there. Dan Hilton, who says 14, but I think he'll be 16th with that. Was it Dan who got the collision with?
Yeah, Dan Hilton had the collision with Forza Fredo.
So he'll drop behind Kelsterberg and Psychic. Can we have some McLaren madness in... Oh, Forza got a penalty as well. That didn't actually come up on our thing,
yeah,
did
it didn't come up for me, so it
so he will drop down as
same.
well. So Timo gets a free choice of tyres, but he will start 10th.
Yep, and that's it really kind of off-puts Forza's race as he now has to start on that older soft tire.
So the top three, a little bit ahead of the rest of the pack, and then we've got a really tasty chasing pack here from Ricky all the way down to Raidcon, where it was only a couple of attempts there.
I'd be shocked to see Connell make his way, as long as he can keep it clean and everything. He's been showing decent pace in the practice races I've seen, so as long as he can keep it clean, I think he could be on for a good result.
Definitely. Are McLaren going to come together? Is it going to be your premonition that one of them has to make a move for the championship and then they end up making a move into each other?
It potentially could happen. I mean, this track is the type of place that it could definitely happen at. Trying to let each other through at the wrong time could screw themselves up, or just trying to race each other. You squeeze somebody, you put them in the wall, or you try to give somebody space and you find yourself hitting a curb and spinning out, so... Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you to all 22 of you watching, by the way. That decent qualifying session. Hopefully the race is a bit more exciting. There's, in theory, about 6 or 7 viable tyre strategies, depending on safety cars, that are available to the drivers in this race. Because there's so many traction zones that being on a fresher set of tyres, even if it's a slower compound, can be so advantageous to you that you could be breezing around people who are on soft tyres if you're on some hard rubber, as long as it's fresh.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I would imagine we'll see quite a few safety cars tonight.
Definitely.
And that really can throw a wrench and almost makes like the two-stop a very high chance of being a successful strategy.
Formation lap, the McLarens lead us away. So we have Rosa in pole position, one of our championship contenders, followed by the 2 other championship contenders. We've got Cookie, his teammate. Can he survive all 26 laps around the streets of Baku? History tells us otherwise. Maybe he's going to calm down a bit with the championship on the line. Thomas in P3. Great qualifying from him as well. These 3 just a little bit ahead of the rest of them, I think, at this stage. Ricky with a great qualifying, P4. Hopefully he can sneak a surprise, get a podium maybe if he keeps it clean and one of the front men trip up. Tichy always goes stronger in the race than he does in qualifying, so to see him 5th on the grid is actually quite good, because he usually comes forward in the race, so he's already in a pretty decent place. I imagine he's primarily going to be dealing with Ricky on race pace. I feel the top 3 are going to be a bit too much for the rest of them. Muzzer in P6, KV in P7, Stumpy P8, Raidcon 9, Timo 10 with his fresh tyres. Oh, is he back on the grid now? Who's they contacted with? Blades. Lovely. Connell driving around. They're going to have cold tyres then, Timo and Blaze, so that advantage of having the fresh set has been taken away. And he's gone for the mediums as well as Timo. The only person outside the top 10 obviously that is on the soft tyres is the man that's been forced to start with them. I don't know about you, Mitch, but I think if I was outside the top 10 I'd probably still want to start with soft tyres, just because you want that speed straight on, don't you? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember, I believe it was last year's Tier 3 race, where Perry actually had an incident qualifying, wrecked, and yeah, he started from the rear on the soft tire, and he ended up finishing, I believe he still finished on the podium. But yeah, just having that soft tire at the beginning of the race, it definitely helps. The one that shocks me is Connell. He went with the hard tire, just gonna get it out of the way. I don't know. I don't like the hard. For me personally, I didn't like the hard tire with the heavy car. But if he can make it work, it'll definitely be quicker later on in this race.
Predictions in the chat, everyone. Get your predictions in.
Got
what's going to happen?
Cookie, Chichi,
2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights.
And Mitch.
Go, go, go! McLaren's lead. He's going for it, Cookie, into turn 1. Side by side with his teammate. Chaos behind. There's a Red Bull going sideways, but Cookie takes the lead of the Baku Grand Prix. Thomas running up against Rosa, but he can't get there. Cavey with a great start. They're going 3 wide, the leaders. A lock up from Ricky. Is he in the wall? No, he survived there. That's... Oh no, has he? No, I can never tell with the Force India or Racing Point wing. It's just a bit sparse of anything. At the back, we got Kelsterberg around. Raidcon, I think it was, who was sideways out of turn 1, but somehow he's still 12th.
Yeah, I was on board with one of the rear cars. It looked like that, my opinion, looking at it, one of the Toro Russells, which would have been team. Just his braking point locked up massively.
Rosa down to 3rd. Ricky running wide again. He's not liking the cold tyres at the beginning of this race, or maybe it's the heavy fuel load he doesn't like. But let's get on board with Rosa as he chases down the lead. There's a yellow flag in the castle section. Kelsterberg and Timo not having the best of starts. We'll get back on board with P3. Actually, I think we should get... Timo has crashed at the top of the hill, I think.
Yeah, he had no front wing. He probably just took too much speed through that kink and it'll spit you out just as fast as you enter it.
So, end of lap 1. Cookie leads from 2nd. Thomas up from 3rd. Rosa down... Oh, virtual safety car.
You have cars pitting.
Who's in? Ricky pits. Titch is in. Fredo's in. Dan is in. Dan, interestingly, was on mediums. Is he going to run hards to the end and then just hope that another safety car comes out to get in some other tyres? Ricky goes to mediums. Titchy goes to mediums.
Not hard. So he can make it to the end. Those tires
he can do.
Screaming unless if there's another safety car or VSC that can help you, then I would obviously take advantage of that if he gets the chance.
And we're back to racing again. It's so clumped up at the front. Cookie was really slow on that VSC because it's allowed KV to catch up big time. And Stumpy and the whole chasing pack are suddenly well within it. The guys who pitted are 20 seconds, Ricky's 16.8 and then Titch's 20 seconds behind the leaders. Blades in my pre-race prediction spot of P9. Come on, Blades.
Making you look like a wizard. As long as you don't do what you did to the AM1 guys in their first ever race.
I'm not going to say anyone is having a good race because I am not allowed to.
Things happen.
I am not going to compliment anyone's race.
Things happen, we don't know why they happen, they just tend to happen when you say they happen. But yeah, I mean, they jumped to the medium tire, which is maybe the clear error, maybe their idea of just getting out of the traffic. I mean, they're going to be quicker.
Titchy's got traffic there. He's got to get straight back past because Fredo's right behind him as well on the hard strat.
I'm trying to figure out how Titchy lost so much time.
I don't know how he lost so much. And maybe he had to wait in the pit lane for people to go past him, but that doesn't make sense because the Alpha garage would be way back.
It's one of the last ones.
Oh no! He's come right across there.
Yeah, I don't know if he got on the curve or just didn't lift.
And now he's lost more of his wing. Kelsterberg, that's Titchy's not going to be happy, but he's a Riley, he won't be too rash. But he'll want to get it done into this corner.
Done. I'm trying to see if there's any damage to the front of that Alpha.
I think the Alpha's fine.
I think he's okay.
He has lost out to Fredo, who will need to pass. Dan Hilton has retired. I think that was... Oh no, it's not. That's the end of turn 2. He's misjudged turn 3. Are we going to have a safety car? Virtual safety car again. The leaders are not going to be able to take advantage of this though, because I imagine it'll be over by the time they get there. But all this time, the people who are now on fresher rubber are not going to be able to catch up at this point.
Yeah,
Sort of stabilises the race.
Yeah.
Tichy's gone way back, although it'll sort of bunch up a bit again after the VSC comes in. I would not pit under this VSC just because it's going to end. But that said, Cookie ignores me.
Thomas?
Because it's ending now.
On.
It's ended, it's gone. That was the wrong decision, I think, from Thomas and Cookie. I think Rosa now is in the box seat.
Davey as well as pitted underneath this. It was already had gone, he went to the hards.
It went just as Cookie entered the pit lane, but obviously being the good racer he is, he didn't pop back out of the pit lane line. Yes, I agree, Alp, it was terrible driving from the Renault. I'm not biased in the slightest, but it was a bit naughty.
Yeah, it didn't look quite as, didn't look good. I can tell you that. I'm sure we'll have to review that one. The good thing is
Thomas has just got past Ricky. Thomas on that hard strat, he can go to the end. Ricky will not want to be behind him.
I mean, if I'm Thomas here, you're going to be quicker, I would imagine. I mean, he's got the experience. It's not really your race. You can't imagine Ricky's going to go out. He's not going to gain that much time on you, so why wouldn't you fight it?
It's a good point, actually. Ricky could just be sensible and coy here and just follow Thomas, because I mean Thomas has got that pace, take advantage of his slipstream down the back straight there.
Yeah, just hang on, and then you'll be able to at least Ricky will be able to get himself a gap from the guys that he's racing, the likes of KV, Tichy, Fredo as well. Just get yourself a gap because he does have to make that extra pit stop.
So Cygate up 11 places into P4. Fredo also up 4 places, and he's pitted, I think. And Stumpy, Roadcant and Blades all up 6 positions. Yeah, that's the situation of people who've stopped. Is Ricky going to try and pass Thomas? Does he want to get ahead of him, or is he just going to hang fire? There he goes for the move.
Makes the same move going into turn 1, except he goes around the outside.
The old Kimi Räikkönen around the outside manoeuvre.
Yes.
I've never understood why that man prefers to overtake round the outside, but he does.
It looks better on television.
I can't imagine Kimi Räikkönen's doing it for our benefit.
That is true. Just a comfort thing for Kimi, because he's not doing anything for anybody else's comfort. It's for him. Going on board with these top 3 guys that are on softs.
Closest we've got is Cookie closing up to Blades now, I think. Ready, he's the leader of the guys who've stopped. Fastest lap at the moment is Rosa's.
Because of the way that VSC ended, and the way they came out.
Oh, Blades losing his front end plate.
This race is really kind of Rosa's to lose, as long as it stays the way it is, as long as we don't have other safety cars and stuff like that.
I mean, Cookie has started clawing back because he was ahead of him, obviously, but now he's 14 seconds behind. It's a bit dangerous for Cookie because Blades will have to back out because Blades will want to come into the pit lane. Fair play, Blades keeping out of trouble there. He doesn't come in the pit lane, but he has lost a lot of his front right wing. Maybe he'll wait for another safety car. Rosa pits, comes out behind Cookie, but there he is, and Rosa has gone for the 1 stop, so there you have it. 1 stop for Rosa. Cookie will have to pit again. He has a 5-second lead over his teammate, but he has to box. Be interesting if there's any more safety cars. KV getting past Ricky there.
I'm just looking at Rosa time to stop perfectly, because another lap he gets jumped by Thomas.
That's a very good point actually, but now he's ahead and his tyres are that much fresher than Thomas, and these two are on the same strategy.
So he absolutely nailed that pit stop. So
it was the correct decision to come in when he did. Fair play to him. Ricky is not letting KV get away from him. And Forza Fredo is not letting Raidcon get away from him either. Raidcon is just coming for his pit stop.
I would imagine the guys that are on the brand new cars that just pitted, they're going to struggle for at least a lap. It takes a full lap here.
Oh,
and
no, Ricky's lost his end plate as well. If I were him, I'd probably... Well, it depends how much time he's losing really, but I'd probably either wait for a couple of laps for a safety car or then come in for a medium, hards rather. Although, realistically, you could run a set of mediums from about 10 or 11 to the end and they wouldn't be running out of juice.
No, the mediums do a relatively decent job. I mean, you can run all the time.
I think we got in the chat. Faramir with the derp comment there. That was definitely a derp from Ricky there.
Yeah, it's an easy corner though to make a mistake. It's just... You can gain time cutting the curve if you want to. But if
Thomas
you just
think
up,
about it there, he's going to wait a few corners then behind Blades. And again, that's the problem. If you can't get it done here, you've got to wait so long. Although Thomas is right behind him, if he could get an undercut here, a switch back on Blades, he's got the exit. And he makes the move stick. Blades realising that's not his race, so he doesn't get too involved there. Thomas not wanting to let Rosa get any further ahead. Rosa has cut the gap down from 5 seconds to 4.2 on Cookie. Rosa enjoying the medium more than, the hard tyres more than Cookie's enjoying the mediums there. At the moment, Stumpy, if he pitted, he'd be coming out behind Tichy and ahead of Raidcon. I think it's about 20-second pit lane loss here, so he'd be looking at coming out behind his teammate. I can't imagine he'd be too much longer out. Oh, here he is in the pit lane.
Yep, he is in. Cookie makes the move for P1. Well, will be P1.
Let's watch this pit stop from the Alfa Romeo mechanic. Beautiful. Onto the hard tyres. He's not coming in again. Beautiful stuff.
Stumpy comes right out behind his teammate of Tichy, another Alpha.
Good stop there, right out where we expected him.
Yep. But the unfortunate thing the nice thing for Stumpy is the 3 guys ahead of him need to stop. And then first and second need another stop. And he's still inside that window to where he would still jump Cookie and Sidegate. Need about, I think it's about 18 seconds is the pit delta, so. Not as long as most tracks, at least from the practice sessions. Anybody that's been over 18 and a half seconds in front of me has always come out in front of me. Just
definitely. Lovely view through the camera, through the castle section there. Only 2 retirements so far, 2 virtual safety cars and a whole host of pit stops. People who haven't stopped yet, we've got Cygate and Blades. They're probably waiting for another safety car on their medium tyres.
I think if I'm Cygate in this position, yeah, you're playing I'll just read a comment in the chat about playing the team game. If you don't have the pace to play the team game and fight with Cookie, you can get yourself out ahead. Cookie will stay on that medium tire much longer. Just the undercut should gain you enough time.
It is true, although track position isn't really as king as you'd think it would be, considering it's a street circuit. I feel like traction is king, so you do want to have the fresher tyres at the end.
It'll be really interesting to see guys like.
Good point from Jacob in the chat there. Cygate could play the team game, but I don't know how long he'd be able to keep Rosa behind him when Rosa catches up.
I would imagine by the time Raza gets to Cygate, he's a couple seconds away.
Tasty battle here between Ricciardo and
Cygate might be pitting by that.
Tichy. Ricciardo, a bit of damage on his front right. So Tichy will just have to play it cool. We don't think Tichy has damage, and if he does, it's very minimal. Whereas Ricky's missing an end plate there. Much better line through that corner from Ricky. Who's not going to get DRS from Blades in front of him. He's got more ERS than Tichy though. Gaining. Who's going to make what move? Tichy feints to the inside, Ricky moves to the outside, the inside rather. Tichy takes the outside line, Ricky keeps his car there. This isn't over yet. He just powers round him.
I think Ricky felt as if he went a little too deep on Tichy.
Maybe, a bit of gentleman racing there. Stumpy did, however, hold off Raidcon there. At the moment, if Cookie were to pit, Cookie would come out behind Raidcon and around about where Muzzer is. And Stumpy and Raidcon are not pitting again. Definitely not. Rosa is not pitting again. Thomas won't pit again. KV won't pit again. Rosa is in a prime position here, so if Cygate can hold him up. Oh, Stumpy on the wall!
Stumpy. So I said Cygate. I meant to say Stumpy in a wall. Oh, that won't be good for his race.
Has he got damage though?
Yes, he does. He's got
no, end plate on the left. That's going to make him struggle, especially around here. Big lock up there. Rosa, has he got DRS? I think he's just outside of the detection point, but he'll probably get it between turns 2 and 3, although Skygate faster in a straight line because he's deploying. We're going to be in the situation, I think, where Cookie's going to have to come back at these people ahead of him. He's going to have to get through KV, he's going to have to get through Thomas, and he's going to have to get through Rosa ultimately to win the race, as it is, if we don't get any more safety cars. Hard luck, Timo, there. There's always next week. Unfortunately, around this sort of place, if there's walls everywhere, if you make a mistake, it ends up being terminal. Ricky's just pitted to get rid of his damage. He's got a lot of space there. Be interesting to see what he can do there. Blade's running an absolute blinder.
And he does have, I'm pretty sure he's got wing damage.
He has, yeah, I'm pretty sure.
He does have wing damage. He's got right.
Yeah, right end plate. He's had for about 8 laps now, I think.
Fair play to him to be able to carry on. I mean, yes, he's gonna lose those 5 seconds in the pits because of a wing change.
Rosa, here we go. This is the moment, I feel.
Yeah, Rosa's got to the back of Cygate right at the perfect time.
Is Cygate just going to pit then, knowing that he's not going to gain any time at all? Yeah, he's going to get out of it, I think. Yep. Cygate boxes. McLaren 1-2. Well, there's people paying good money to sit on top of the pit lane, see nothing.
This is going comfy. Pretty easy before turn. Imagine Stumpy's really starting to struggle.
Muzza will pit again though, you feel, whereas Stumpy and Raidcon around him will be staying out.
Yep.
Blades has finally pitted, he pits for the hard tyres. Is he going to get out ahead? No, he does not get out ahead of Ricky. But I feel like Ricky would have overtaken him anyway. Oh, Ricky hits the wall, he's not hit the wall, sorry, but he's... Or has he? No, he's saved his wing. But he has lost a heap of time. He just sort of... He was very clumsy, that one. It just looked like he just couldn't turn in at all. We were on board with Blades at the time. Blades will take that present, thank you very much. I think Ricky managed to save his nose. Fair play to Kelsterswag keeping going. There could be points in the offing if there's a crash, and you never know around this place. And obviously a safety car would bring him straight back into it.
I mean, I don't want to jinx anything, but I'm pretty sure the most we've ever had finish a Baku Tier 3 race is 8.
Oof.
And I'd have to look at that. Those are the numbers that I can remember.
I have a feeling that it was about that because we spent a long time debating on whether or not people who'd retired but retired within a few laps of the end were entitled to points. I seem to remember that being a thing.
Yes, so this might be the most potentially finishers that Tier 3's ever had around Baku, which I'll say well done to Tier 3. Quality drivers is obviously improving and their skills are improving.
In the last 2 laps, Cookie has pushed on a second and a half over Rosa. Now that they're 1-2, Cookie is definitely trying to eat into the life of his tyres before getting rid of them. So look to see Cookie pit. I don't think he wants softs, but he might need softs in order to... because he's got to overtake KV, Thomas and Rosa. So if he can keep extending a gap here, maybe he will go for softs. It depends. I think if we're looking at another medium stint, we're looking at any time from around about lap 14 to 17, and then lap 18 onwards we'd be looking at softs.
I guess it really just depends on what he thinks he should. He's gaining time.
But this is Cookie. He could just pit now and go straight on to softs, and what do we know? He's a madman.
Yeah, the master of nothing.
He is the master of nothing.
Yeah, he's gaining, obviously. The medium's still holding advantage over the hard tire. I would imagine.
Stumpy. And Cygate. Let's watch on board from the back of 3. We got 3 cars battling. Cygate to the inside, probably a bit too early. That gap was always going to close, and now he's on a bit of a back foot. Is Muzza going to come into the pit lane? He does. So we now got Cygate and Stumpy. Stumpy's floating in the middle, goes to the outside. Cygate goes for the dive. Thinks better of it. A couple of uncharacteristically bad decisions there, I feel, from Cygate, costing down that back straight. First of all, trying to cut in on the inside while we were still kinking, and then going for that late move down the inside into turn 1 when he'd have had all of between turn 2 and 3 to have a go at Stumpy.
Yeah, he should have just held off. He put himself, as soon as he tried to go for that inside of the kink, he put himself on the back foot, and he had to back way out of it.
I mean, it's easy for us to say that, isn't it? But when you're racing, it's a bit different, isn't it? We'd have probably made at least one of those errors of judgment whilst racing.
Yeah, if I was to guess for myself, it would have been the turn 1. I would have attempted to move.
Yeah.
I would have made one of the 2 mistakes, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Because when you're racing, you're just thinking, get past this guy.
This is still the closest battle on track, though. Ricky's closing into Blades, though. He's running in P10. His teammate is on much older tyres as well, so you'd think maybe P9 is on the cards for Blades. Again, the guys at the back, Forza Fredo, Kalstavag, Mazza will be looking for safety cars. 12 laps to go still. That gap is still extending from Cookie.
Cookie's trying his best to help himself later on in this race. If he does get a safety car, it would obviously help him massively. But at this rate, I think he's playing the long game. He's going to go with soft tires, so the good thing for him is he's still gaining quite a bit of time.
Sygate gets it done this time. Bit of a better exit there, but Stumpy's got the DRS. But he's not trying to pass him, he's not in hot mode there. Maybe he'll try and stick with him this lap. Oh, very early on the brakes from Sygate there. Not as confident under the braking as Stumpy is. Fredo goes up as Connell comes into the pits. He's going for a nice medium set there. Blades up to 9th.
Connell had to change his front wing again, so not going to wing again for Blades because he doesn't have to jump that guy. Should move him another 2, well, only 1 position because he's not going to jump Cookie.
When's Titchy going to make his pit stop? Titchy and Cookie are the only 2 now really who I would expect to need to pit. Titchy because he enjoys the excitement and the fact that it would only drop him back behind his teammate. First of all, I imagine will hold out for softs. I could be proved wrong and he'll go for mediums now on this lap. But I think he'll hold out for softs. That would be the way I would do it. But he comes in. Cookie also in. He's made his pit stop. He will come out just ahead of Raidcom. That was a good timing for Cookie there. So he goes for mediums. He doesn't want the soft tyres. We have 11 laps to go and Cookie has 15 seconds and 2 cars between him and his teammate.
I mean, I'm not saying he can't do it because I know how quick he is.
I think he will get KV. He'll have a fight with Thomas because they're a bit older, their tyres there. Rosa pitted on the optimum one-stop strategy. So it'll be interesting there. Stumpy all over the back of Sygate still. He's not letting him escape.
I probably would have stayed out. I mean, as much time as I was gaining, if I was Cookie, I probably would have stayed out.
If I'd have seen the gap going up, I'd have stayed out on the mediums and then waited for those softs because you don't know if you're going to get a safety car. Somebody could bin it.
Yeah, exactly. And in this situation, anything other than a safety car is a hindrance to you in Cookie's position. Unless people decide that they're under a VSC, they decide to pit. But
yeah, I'm a bit concerned about Thomas and KV's tyres as well out. I think they'll just about manage. I think they'll have the race pace from a lap time point of view. Oh, KV does pit. But he's trying to force Thomas, I think, into a move, but that's helped Cookie because now Cookie's only got to overtake another car. But that gap is already down under 13 seconds. He's gained 2 seconds on that lap alone. This is the time. Rosa and Thomas have to make that decision. Do they pit now? But Rosa he'd need to pit for soft.
Yeah, I mean, if I was Rosa, I'd just stay out. I mean, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to get passed by your teammate.
Another second already. It's down to 12 seconds. Sorry about missing that, but Ricky's got back past Blades after his mistake earlier on. Tichy closing in on Stumpy, who's still fighting with Sygate. Fair play to him.
If I'm
not
Stumpy
letting
in this situation,
the Mercedes go.
As soon as Tichy's there, I would let Tichy through if I was Stumpy, and then try to use Tichy to get past Sygate.
Definitely, and they will be chatting to each other in the party there. Team Stumpy, as they like to be called.
get them t-shirts. Just print them up t-shirts.
To be honest, I'm disappointed it's not Team Tip Pie.
Didn't even think of that, but fair enough. As Kalterswag has retired, but he retired in the pits.
He did. I mean, he's oh! Forza Fredo's just clipped the castle. Or the entrance to the castle. Cookie sets the fastest lap of the race. It's down to 11 seconds. Fredo with some damage there, but not enough to cause a full-on crash. But he's surely got a pit now. I mean, if he does pit, he will still be on the lead lap. Oof! Understeer central. Cookie on a mission. He's saving his ERS as well. Because I just feel when he catches up to them, he's just going to be able to breeze past.
Oh yeah, once he gets to there's no fight for the guys on the older cars. There's absolutely no fight. It kind of reminds me of the way, I think it's, Mexico on the hard tire. If you go to the hard tire in Mexico, you just end up being a sitting duck at the end of the race. The long straights out of the traction zones and stuff like that. It's just, you can't really fight.
Tichy is let through. We have a multi-21 at Alpha.
Cookie is doing a really decent job of, I shouldn't even say decent, it's a lot better than decent. Really good job of ERS management, when to push, and he is gaining massive amounts of time.
Let's do a lap on board with our Hunter this evening. On the apex there, around turn 1. Not putting too much energy into the tyres around these corners. He'll boost up the ERS to full for the straightaway. And he'll take it back down, look after his rear tyres in the slower section. Maybe pop it up a little bit between corners just to get that little boost, but no. Fully looking after it. He knows he's going to need it when he gets it. Thomas has lost a second to Rosa, it was 2 seconds, it's now 3.
I want to be rude, but Tichy is now making a move on Sidegate, going out into turn 3. And the move is done for Tichy.
DRS assisted overtake there down into turn 3. Now he needs to get away. I don't think Tichy's going to get any higher because KV's also now on fresh tyres. Maybe they could catch up to Raidcon though if Raidcon has to pit, or if Thomas's tyres don't last as well, that's going to cause a problem.
Yeah, Raid's done pitting, it's just a matter of, I know he pitted early, so...
Well, we'll keep an eye on that, so it's 10 seconds between Raid and Tichy. I imagine KV will catch up to Raidcon.
Yeah.
Keep hunting, praying, stalking. His bright orange machine there. Be loving every moment of it. Stumpy lost a lot of time to Sidegate in that, letting Tichy through there. Muzza he's gone wide, has he? Is that what's enabled? Oh! Muzza's just gone straight into the wall. We got that on stream. What happened there?
We got a safety car though. Raza needs to pit. Raza, if you're listening, I would pit.
The leaders have gone past though, haven't they? They're way ahead.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, they're way well.
Tichy's in. Tichy is the first of the people in, and he's going to be followed by Stumpy, who will stack. Soft tyres for Tichy. Ricky's in. Stumpy's not going to lose a position, I don't think, though. He's got just enough space there. Blades carries on. Blades doesn't want new tyres. Blades wants track position. I'd have pitted, though. And that from Muzza, I don't want to point fingers, but I can't see any reason why he would be going straight on there. It looked like he made a mistake earlier on, but then looked like he just dove straight into the wall there.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it looked like to me. I'm not sure what happened. I mean, if you're Raza, do you still pit? I mean, these guys still have to follow a delta, so...
Rosa's going to have to follow the delta. Everyone's going to be following the delta while the leader's still following the delta. See, because Tichy's having to slow down if we get back to him.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's still worth him probably pitting.
Cookie will take track position, I feel. Rosa has to come in for softs.
Yeah, he has to.
Because he will come out P3 at P2. In fact, he'll be right behind Cookie. Cookie should pit as well, to be brutally honest, because he's only going to gain one track position, and then Rosa's going to be on much fresher softs.
Yeah, I agree. He should have, but he didn't. Cookie has
because
carried on.
Because Raidcon's so far behind, Cookie would still be in P3, but then he will be on the same tire. Thomas, interestingly, didn't have any softs by the looks of it. So now the game is back in Rosa's court. And what's this implication for the championship then? So what was the order of it? I know it was very close. Was it Rosa that was leading?
Yeah, Rosa's leading by 7 points. Rosa's sitting on 233. Ita, Cookie, and Thomas are both sitting on 226. So there's a 7-point gap between P1 and P3. Even though, obviously, they have two guys tied. Did Thomas really go to mediums?
Yeah, I don't think he had any. Yeah, he is on mine. I don't think he had any softs left.
I mean, to be fair, he'll still have a tire advantage, at least over the leader, but for the guys around him, he will not have a tire advantage. I'm just assuming it was just one of those circumstances where he used most of his softs in qualifying, didn't have an extra set. But I think it would almost have been benefit. Would have been worth just putting a set of softs on that he ran one lap on.
I agree. And it's a shame Kelsazwagger's retired, because he would have been right back in the mix here. Connor will be right back in the mix. Fredo will be right back in the mix. Ricky will be in the mix, and he had some lightning pace on soft tyres on low fuel, so hopefully he can get that back as well. Can we just take this opportunity to see what the penalty situation is, Mitch?
Yeah, go ahead, I will give that a look. Race leader Cookie is sitting on 1 warning. 2, Rosa sitting on 1 warning. Thomas is on 2. Raid is on 1 warning. Yeah, they've kept it really clean. KV's on 1 warning. Tichy, can't imagine he'll have anything on 1 warning. Really good job by the
well done, guys. Everyone's getting a Wizard Award. They're just handing them out these days. Handing them out. Blades does, and he's going to lose 2 positions, but he's going to have even fresher soft tyres, so maybe that's actually a really good call from Blades. And it is a fresh set of soft tyres as well for Blades. He has only lost 2 positions to Stumpy and Ricciardo, and he's got the freshest of the bunch out there. Except for Fredo, who's now going to pit for some more.
I'll just say this now to the people watching: if there's a bad buzzing, let me know. I had to plug my headset in as it just died on me.
No. That is a good move from Blades, I think. Getting these even fresher tyres. Good thinking there, my man. Get that P9, go on. So I think that Fredo and Connell will have caught the train by the end of Sector 2, so it should come in this lap, the safety car. We'll just have to keep an eye out for shenanigans. We want to make sure that Cookie, whilst he is able to control the packed speed, that he doesn't go too slowly and doesn't speed up and slow down again. We could have another lap of this, you know.
actually.
Fredo has not caught up.
The way I just 3 laps, I think, is about the max. But the game's got it coded, so even though in real life they would wait for the field to bunch up.
No, it's staying out.
Staying out for 1 more lap.
I think it is coded for 3. Oh no, it is in this lap. There we go.
Wow.
Maybe he was close enough. That was really late warning that it gave us. It looked like it gave Cookie a late warning as well. Oh, they're so slow. There's collision there. Yeah, Rosa's hit Cookie.
And this is terrible.
We're gonna be busy.
Yeah, this is gonna be massive. As Cookie is gone now.
We're on board. Thomas is closer to Rosa than Rosa is to Cookie. Has Rosa got damage? Rosa has not, I don't think.
Not visible damage to us. He could have a light green or something like that, but...
did he get a penalty for the collision there?
Yes, he did. He got a 5-second one. I don't think it's a fair penalty.
No, I don't think he'll keep it, no.
As... my question is normally the safety car...
Oh, Blades is going backwards.
Sector 3, the start of Sector 3, the safety car normally takes off. It didn't do that this time.
No, it was like part way down the straight before it did that. He's got to get through him. Everyone all inside a second of each other. Blades gets a penalty. It's all unravelling a bit for him there. I feel like I may have jinxed him.
Just a little.
Many apologies. I think he still did well anyway. Is he going to get it done? Well, I think he wants to get it done before DRS is enabled so that he can escape on his soft tyres. And Raidcon is right behind Thomas. He'll get a better exit. But this is the battle for the lead. They're both on full ERS.
Raid's going to be all over the back of Thomas. Should go for a move. See what he does into turn 1.
Ooh, squeaky bum time.
Ooh. Oh. Not quite sure what happened with the Ferrari and the Mercedes. It looked like there was a little bit of contact. I think Thomas went to go for a move, didn't realize Katie was there, and just shoved Katie into a wall.
Right, this time round, DRS will be enabled.
Katie has now got massive damage to that right front wing. He's only going to help the Alpha team behind him.
Raid taking advantage of his soft tyres over his competitors' mediums. This race has come alive. I mean, it was quite interesting to begin with. Have a look a bit further down. Tichy on KV, KV with damage.
I like the other scenario where Cookie had to chase everybody down. I always like the strategy game.
Yeah, that's true. I do like the strategy game. That's what makes Formula One really, over the other kinds of motorsport.
Raidcon instantly
oh, bad exit from Cookie from the downhill left-hander.
Raza's going to get, or not Raza, but Raidcon is going to get involved in this little action at the front as I thought, Thomas being on fresher mediums would do a little bit better, but he's had a shocking restart, and Raidcon's had an absolutely flying start as a safety car.
DRS will be enabled next lap. Raid's got a much better run on Raza. Gotta keep it clean.
One disadvantage that I'm seeing from Raidcon compared to the front two is ERS management here.
Yeah. Here we go then. He's going to get right up on the back of him. 2 laps to go. No matter what it says on the track, I'm pretty sure that Rosa's 5 seconds will not count. try and get a quick decision on that so that we can have the right winner.
Yeah.
If any of the admins are listening, I think quick decisions if we can in the boardroom, just to from the two coming together from that very slow restart. I feel like we should disallow that penalty. Ricky all over the back of Sidegate as well. Forza Fredo with the penalty. Raidcon is closer to Rosa than Rosa is to Cookie. But Raid has no... This would be sort of Hamilton holding off Rosberg in Bahrain 2014 levels if he can do that on his older tyres. He's got more ERS as well. Tichy does get past KV eventually. Ricciardo gets past Connell. So the Sidegate, I think Connell had a bit of a moment there. Oh no, and Raid's into the wall at 10.3 and he's lost the entire front right of his ring. Stumpy past KV. No, they're fighting each other. Sidegate's going to get involved. Is he going to poke one down the inside? I think he is. The scenes. Thomas has got to get past Raikkonen. He's lost touch with the McLarens. Rosa's going to make his move on the last lap. This is going to be a drag race by the looks of it. But Cookie keeps making it better through this corner.
Raycon's taking damage. I don't know if he just lost in the castle section, but Thomas has gotten back through.
Last corner for the leaders. They're so much closer this lap. McLaren on McLaren. It's a shootout to the line.
Cookie's got this covered with DRS, so...
Yeah. Cookie wins the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Tier 3. Teammate Rosa is second. He gets dropped to third on penalties, but I feel like he will be moved back up to P2. We'll have a check in the admin chat.
Yeah, that's something.
Well done to Cookie though. Great masterclass in defending them at the end there. He went from the hunter to the hunted and he did the switch perfectly. And that will give him the championship lead, joint lead with Rosa, I think, because Rosa is going to get P2.
I would imagine, yeah. I mean, after... it's a bit unfortunate that Rosa could make better use of the soft tire. He just...
Well, I wonder if he got a bit of damage from collision with Cookie. It might even unravel. Maybe Cookie did a bit of a Schumacher and was a bit naughty on that restart. We'll have to find out. It'll all unravel.
Yeah,
but
we definitely need to see some...
Cookie is the winner.
Need to see the footage of that.
And he also sets the fastest lap. So he, in fact, takes the championship lead by 1 point.
Just gonna take that fastest lap, ain't he? Yeah, just took it by
by 100th of a second over Thomas.
Second, yeah.
So there we go. I feel like the order on track is Cookie, Thomas, Rosa, Raidcon, Tichy, Stumpy. Good result for Alpha there. Sidegate, Ricciardo, Connell, Blades, KV, Forza Fredo, Mazza, Kelskebag, Dan Hilton and Timo all not finishing, but I feel like the podium would be Cookie, Rosa, Thomas.
Yeah, as that penalty, for everything I've ever seen, I mean, that was definitely the game causing issues.
Let's get the lads in.
Yeah, I can suggest them for you.
We got the suggested players there. Where's the orange boys?
Yeah, boy.
Evening, Rosa.
Hey.
Waiting on Thomas, because I don't know if...
No, he doesn't join unless he's won.
Yeah.
Okay, well we got the McLaren boys in here. You're live on COS TV. Do not swear.
I've never swore in my life, mate.
Okay, I
I'm
believe
quite
you.
good at it, really.
Great race from the pair of you, really. There was lots of different scenarios going on there, especially Cookie as you went from being the hunter to the hunted when the safety car came out. Did you debate whether or not to come in to keep P3 and go with the soft tyres? Or were you always going to stay out?
It was 50-50, but the thing that did it is I feel like I had the pace over Rosa and Thomas, respectively. So I just thought I'd stay out, see how it went. I knew I'd be able to. I'm quite good with my ARS. It's easy to save it in the middle sector, so I knew I'd have full ERS for the straights, and I was quite confident in my driving, to be honest. But yeah, it paid dividends.
Fair play. Do you think the safety car won it for you then? Do you think you would have caught up given the situation as it was?
I don't know, to be honest. That's a what if. What if Buzz's controller hadn't died? But
Oh,
yeah.
were you in the party chat with him, were you? Is that what it was?
He was complaining that his brake wasn't braking all the way, and then all of a sudden he went.
Because he did bin it a couple of corners before then, and maybe it was just, oh, okay, well, we'll look into that. It did look a bit damning on stream, to be fair.
I think his brake trigger went.
Ah, that's fair enough. Hopefully he didn't do it on purpose. He's not normally like that, so...
No, but yeah, the whole way through that first medium stint, I was looking at the gap between me and Rosa and Thomas, and I was thinking, I'm not building enough gap here. There's no chance I'm gonna even get ahead of Thomas, let alone Rosa. So, yeah.
Were you channeling your inner Michael Schumacher on the restart of that safety car?
Well, Dan was giving me some advice, and he just said, slow down. And I did. Rosa at the back of me.
Because we had about 6 cars within about 2 car lengths at the restart at one point.
Well, the thing, it only told me that the safety car was coming out of the final corner.
Yeah, that's what we had as well. We had it really late as well.
So I instantly, like, I don't know, I just slowed down.
It instantly bogs your car
quickly.
down for you, so...
Yeah.
It really messed up the
down.
restart. It doesn't. It bogs down the leader.
Rosa.
It wasn't intentional.
Hello.
You were on for that win, I felt, until the safety car came out. Did you think you were going to hold him off on your strategy? Do you feel you had the right strategy call there?
Yeah, I mean, overall, my strategy was alright. I had with Cookie's first stint on the mediums, it wasn't too bad, but it was the second stint which obviously would have made the difference for him. But yeah, when the safety car came out, I pitted for softs. I was thinking, oh, I might, but I think we just had the same wing and we were just being identical. And I think he was getting good exits, doing everything right. Really, I couldn't really. I saw Ray on get past Thomas as well, which was a bit distracting. But other than that, Cookie, yeah, bravo. Like even DRS couldn't get him on the final lap.
Oh, you should have heard the final lap down that straight.
Yeah.
It was just screaming.
Yeah.
It got a bit tasty between you two on lap 1. Were there a few choice words in the party chat?
No, it was. I just said don't squeeze me into turn 1, and he didn't, and I ended up squeezing him. So, you know, I'm a bit of a mong.
So
It's all good.
we believe, obviously, I personally believe, so does Mitch. I think it will be overturned the sort of 5 seconds you got there, Rosa. So we do think we will get P2. So we do think this is a McLaren 1-2. The fastest lap went to Cookie though, so that means Cookie now leads the championship by 1 point.
It's getting.
Oh, he's done it.
Tasty!
Will we be seeing some typical McLarens fighting for the championship nonsense in the last few races? Is it all hell for leather?
I think last race we might have a. Oh, it's Blades! Kind of the last corner of. I don't know. What's the last race? Britain.
At Silverstone, yeah. Is there going to be a dive down the hangar straight into Stowe? And then a fight back into club, and we'll have a Vettel Verstappen moment.
It's going to be interesting. The way I'm bottling things, then yeah, it should be interesting.
It's going to bin it in Brazil.
Probably.
Well, good luck to the pair of you. It was great fun to watch, and I'm sure you enjoyed yourself while you weren't like sweating your pants off there.
I've gone light-headed.
My legs are really just calmed down.
Those last 3 laps were genuinely horrifying. Every single lap I had to go a bit faster through the castle section.
And you just were getting a bit uncomfortable, were you?
Oh, it was very close to some walls, has to be said.
Do you know what? I'm finally glad I'm probably the first person that's put him under that pressure this season.
Well, there you go. Well, thank you for a good evening, Mitch. Have you got anything to add to the McLaren boys there?
No.
You got driver of the day?
Driver of the day?
Oh, that's a good point. We didn't even consider driver of the day. I think it was Blades until he binned it after the safety car. He was running really well, and then it all sort of went off on one. I think Raidcon, to be fair, Raidcon came from a long way back.
Oh yeah, Raidcon did well.
Yeah, Raidcon had if I'm going to give somebody my driver of the day, it's going to be Raidcon, just for the race that he had.
Yeah, Raidcon.
Great race from Raidcon.
He seemed quite quick as well.
The Wizard Award went to pretty much everyone this evening. I'm just handing it out.
Just dishing them out. It's a free
run
hug,
out of trophies.
Cash it in for a free hug.
Oh yeah.
So you got a lot of hugs to give out.
I do. I'll be at Silverstone.
Are you going to do your Dan plugs?
I don't know if we can, but we will be back obviously tomorrow night at 10 PM where I will be racing. And Mitch, do you too?
No, I will be in class during the start of your guys' race.
Disgraceful.
I will be here tomorrow, invariably not finishing on the podium.
Any cahoots coming up?
Next test review, you guys are more than welcome to join my cahoots. I give out the passcode on Snapchat, so we can have fun with that. I love getting random people in my...
Not random.
We love guessing.
Do I do some plugs?
They love guessing Alright, yeah, I can go ahead and plug. So, what do we have, what have you plugged? We have Tier 2 tomorrow. I was gonna say 5 PM, that's 10 PM UK time. Wednesday, we'll have the Tier 1 guys, where our championship leader, Fruitful Coop, will be able to wrap up the championship for Tier 1 as long as he finishes 5th or higher. And then Thursday nights, 9 PM Eastern, 2 AM UK. You can watch the American guys, with Cookie and Titchy on comms for that one. I don't know if Dan's doing it this week or not, but we might see X427 back.
Oh yes, get well soon, Dan. Get well soon, Dan.
Yes.
We love you.
Shout out for Dan, actually. He was actually a brilliant race engineer for everyone. He did a really good job. Yeah.
Good guy, Dan. Good guy, Dan.
Better than Blades.
Yeah.
Better than Blades, has to be said.
All over it.
Fantastic.
And that's it.
Yeah, we'll see everybody tomorrow night. Thanks for watching.
Ciao.